We are Course Lincoln Improv. We kind of have a variety of things to perform for you today. A couple of our members are going to perform some short stand-up. Then we're going to do a long-form montage of improv, which is going to be, it's going to be an opener, which is going to be documentary style, so people will come up and tell quick stories. And then we'll do a montage, which will feature a bunch of different scenes based off on those stories and characters. And every time you see somebody run across the stage, it means we're starting a whole new scene. And then at the end, we're going to play a game called Lines, which will, we've collected your lines, and we're going to do basically the same thing, a couple scenes, and then at some point during the scene, people will pull out the lines that you wrote, they'll read them, and then they'll have to justify them into the scene. All right, so we're going to start off with Andrew Smith, and he's got some stand-up.
All right, we didn't have a mic, so Halloween themed, we got a wand. Some of this is new. I got my book, so if you don't laugh, that's on me. We can just get increasingly uncomfortable together. So I'm a lonely guy, but I embrace that about myself. I spend a lot of time alone, and I kind of relish it. But I had kind of this moment the other day where I was doing laundry, and I had to fold a fitted sheet, and it was really just this existential moment of maybe I should get some friends. So I Googled, how to fold a fitted sheet by yourself. Got some good answers, but in the recommended searches, it was like how to make friends, and I was like, I see you, Google. I recently learned about Pizza Hut's Book It program, which is a cool thing. It's like teachers in elementary schools can sign up, and if kids read a certain number of books, that kid gets a free personal pizza. And I thought that's great because it promotes literacy and encourages obesity. You walk into a third grade classroom and the average BMI is 30, but they're reading Hamlet, so props to them. I recently developed a bit of I like to be honest, I have a bit of a heroin addiction. Last year, one of my good friends took me to see Wonder Woman, and I was blown away. Female empowerment is the future, guys. Great stuff. Now I need like a strong female lead once a week, or I'm shivering. Last fall, I was abroad. I like to mention that because it makes me seem cultured. And I was in Belgium, in Bruges. Because there's a movie called In Bruges, which I really liked. But the movie's about how the town's kind of lame. And I got there, and I was like, shit, they were right. But one thing, I was talking to one of the locals, because I had a problem on the train. And I got really confused. I was nervous I wasn't going to make it back. Finally got it back, and we're talking. Her English is like good, so we're having a conversation. And I say, like, yeah, I was really nervous with this whole, debacle. And she looks at me and is kind of like, I can tell she didn't understand the word, and she's like, I'm sorry, what? And I'm thinking to myself, like, this is an easy word to explain, but what I say is, it's like a brouhaha. She still doesn't. And then I was like, there were problems. Because I'm in pain. Let's see. Oh, I love hummus. I eat a lot of it. And I want what's best for me. So I Googled top 10 best hummuses. And, a list came up, with a perfect article, top 10 hummuses, 10 through 2, don't really care, I'm a number 1 kind of guy. So I see it, and the descriptive's like, ooh, hummus of the gods. Hummus is just the best you will ever taste, so good, it's the most bestest hummus. And I thought, that's not hummus. That's straight up hubris. Thank you. Oh, I was thinking a lot about that UN climate report that came out, and I think a lot of the problem is the language that we use when talking about environmental issues, such as Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Why is it great? It's horrible. It's appalling. It's one of the 7 wonders of the apocalyptic world, and I think we should not call it that. That's all I got. Some thoughts.
Thank you. Next, we're going to have one more stand-up comic. It's Jack. He's also from our improv group. So yeah.
Thanks for coming out, guys. It's gonna be fun. I was talking to my dad recently, and he said something kind of strange. He said, "Jack, you should really wear more sweaters because you're the kind of guy that looks good in layers." It's kind of an odd compliment because it essentially means you look better when there's less of you to look at. He as well have said, "Jack, you should wear more invisibility cloaks." I found they really compliment your visibility. Some people are a lot more blunt though. Like I was talking to this girl, and she said, "Jack, you have an 8 out of 10 face, but a 4 out of 10 physique." And I said, "You should wait till I put on some more layers." I was reading an article, and it's about this dude who got poisoned. And the article said that he had enough poison in his body to kill 2 elephants. I like that we still measure lethal doses in units of large animals. I just wish we did with like non-lethal doses too, you know? Well, I actually had to go to the ER last week, and they gave me enough morphine to kill 1/20th of a gorilla. And before I left, they gave me some painkillers. And I took enough to make 4 tunas feel drowsy. I wanted to celebrate, so I baked a cake with enough chocolate to kill 3 dogs. I don't even think it should be like large animals, though. I think small animals are way cooler. Like if I ever died of like a heroin OD or something, I'd want it to say, Jack had enough heroin in his body to kill 2 million kittens, which is way above the lethal dose of 600 kittens. My mom was a veterinarian, which means that we were a huge dog family. She always used to say something to me. She used to say, "Jack, dogs are man's best friend," which is a strange thing to say because 2 months later she put down my dog at her job.
Oh.
Yeah, she actually gave him enough drugs to kill 1 dog. Euthanasia is an expensive procedure, so you don't want to use too much. We cremated our dogs, which I always thought was strange. After we cremated them, my mom said something else. She said, "Jack, it's okay. Spot is in a better place now." And that confused me, because Spot was in a mason jar in the mudroom. He was actually in the same place, in a small container. There's actually a phrase for that. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Then into the mason jar. That's all I have. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. So now we can have the whole team up and we're going to do some improv for you. Yes, documentary opener. So let's get some chairs up. All we need from the audience is a word that isn't a food, please. Ready, set, go. Skeleton. Skeleton. Thank you. Our word is skeleton. Skeleton. Oh, nice, Jack.
I swear to God, I don't want to say that she's like up to something. All I'm saying is my neighbor Janice has some skeletons in her closet, okay? Yesterday, she was out walking her dog, and I did what my normal neighbor thing would be to do, and I greeted her, and she just walked away. She didn't say hello.
I don't like that, Judy. She's always snooping through my garbage. She thinks I'm up to something. I don't know. What would I be up to? It's really unsettling, you know. I found her in my house the other day. She was in my bathroom. She was going through my toiletries. She thought I had something hidden in there. I think I'm going to call the cops next time.
You know, I'm really trying my hardest to figure out what is up with Janice, but I can't seem to get to the bottom of it, because every time I try to sleuth, she thinks that I'm freaking out over something. But in actuality, I'm just trying to get closer with her, you know. I want to bond and walk her dog once in a while, call it kidnapping.
She likes to surprise me at inappropriate times. I'll be in the shower and she'll flush the toilet and be like, "Ah, it's cold now!" And I don't think that's a funny surprise. I think it's inappropriate. So I'm looking into buying a new house. I mean, it was horrible. I mean, it was my grandfather, and we loved him so much. And you know, we go to the local funeral, the local funeral home, you know, to have his funeral. You know, God rest his soul. And we opened up the coffin, and somebody drew a penis on his face, and I think it was the funeral director.
I've been at this job a long time. And, you know, after a while, I would get tired of all the mourning. Everyone's so sad. So I thought I'd put a smile on everyone's face and a penis on grandfather's face. It didn't play well with the crowd.
And he had his hand, he had his poor hand on his forehead, and it was an L, and he drew an ass, like on his cheek, and I was like, why would you do this to my dear sweet grandpa? God rest his soul.
I thought the penis was enough, but my buddy Ted, he's a bit of a jerk, and he loves that song, "The Shape of an L," on the dead grandfather's forehead. So I thought I went along with it, and I feel horrible. I really do. But you know, after the funeral, I talked with the family, and they were very upset. So
He tried to come and talk to us afterwards, like he could just smooth it over. And you know what he said to me? He said, "Hey, life's a riot, and so's death." And I said, why would you say such a thing to me? And he just laughed and walked off with his kid Ted. It was terrible. It was awful.
I thought at the end, you know, we shared a real moment of bonding. But maybe I'll go a bit lighter on the next funeral, I suppose.
So, I love being married to Sandra, but there's just this problem, you know. She's got no backbone. You know, I try to go out with her, but it's like everything's, you know, it's like the world's a danger to her, you know. It's like I can't do anything. It's getting hard to kind of go along with it, you know?
I tried. I know he tries to be as understanding as he can, but I just don't think he gets it. I mean, the world's a very scary place, both when you have no backbone literally, and in the more figurative sense of fear. I have a multitude of phobias. One of them is going anywhere with my lack of backbone. We've tried therapy. He doesn't take well to it, though.
Yeah, the therapist kept calling her a snake. That was a little called for. Physical therapist also called her a snake. Really, it's just hard because we have to carry her in a cart. You know, and you know, carts are expensive. You can't really take them upstairs and the like. You know.
And every time I say that,
Hey Jenny, you won't believe what I found out from the doctor yesterday.
What'd you find out?
Well, you can't tell anybody. It's really secret.
Who am I going to tell? I have no one to tell. Tell me.
So remember how I thought I was part duck?
Yeah.
Webbed toes!
You just found that out?
Yeah! I didn't know it had a name, I just thought it was part duck.
So, are you part duck?
So, Dr. Feldman says probably not.
well, what did they say about the feathers on your back?
You know, he seems to think I'll grow out of it, but I'm not sure.
Hey, can I join your guys' frat?
He looks the part.
Yeah?
He's got
Come on. I could drink four 40s. That's 120.
Let's have a look.
Hold on one second. Do you have sandwich shorts?
I could probably squeeze my very muscular legs into them. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so very muscular. They're very muscular.
Is your name Chadwick?
It's just Chad. But I
Good
could throw a
enough.
ball.
Good enough. We got that.
That's good.
Yeah.
You play ultimate frisbee?
That's just a take.
I think
That was some great minding.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
You're right.
Yes!
Okay.
All right, so the police report that you've given to me, the crime that you're describing is somebody kidnapped a close family member and threatened you with sending you their fingers if you don't give them $7 million.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of money.
All right, well, I'll get to it Tuesday.
Yeah, so I just, I'm good friends with Brad, and I just took his brother.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so he's in my basement. I wrote this really funny note, though. It just says, I'm going to send fingers. Oh! It's like this big joke. But I think he'll get it. He should pick up on it.
Like what kind of fingers? Like chicken fingers?
And so I've got the note here. It's written in silly string. Seems like a joke to me. Are you sure it's not? I mean, silly string? Really? Who would write that in silly string?
I don't think there's anything silly about this situation.
I'm
This
just
is my
wondering if you
brother.
could be misinterpreting this kidnapping. It could be just a joke. You didn't think that maybe it's a joke?
I'll just joke and take your mother. Is that funny to you?
Well, I mean,
Don, it was awful. I got this thing in the mail.
Yeah.
You know how we lost Tony last week? We got this thing in the mail. It was a box. Inside of it, Mr. Potato Head.
Oh my God, what does it mean? I mean, I don't know what we're gonna do, Ed. I miss Tony.
I know they keep decapitating our potatoes.
I know. And what are we gonna do without a potato body? It doesn't mean anything.
I don't know.
It feels like this might even be some sort of joke. It's so
No,
horrible.
it can't be it. It can't be it. There's got to be something. It's
You're
got to
right.
be
It's
something.
too horrible. I don't get it. I don't know.
Hey, man, I'm going to kill you.
Great. Oh, that looks real. Come on.
Hello. I'm here with the de-skeleton closet. We're here to clean your closet and find anything we might find. Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Is it free? It's free. Come in. We've gotten some complaints about your closet. From who? There seems to be a smell. You can take a look if you want. I'm going to take a look in your closet, okay?
Yeah, just like keep your eyes up.
No,
It's like going to the top shelf.
If you could give me some space so I can inspect your closet.
Yeah, just like
Just really need some space. Yes!
look at my sweater collection.
Man, I'm going to open.
Yeah, it's tough killing someone, but my dad always says, the best murder hide spot is a closet. You just, because there's a closet inspector who shows up, but if you kill them too and put them in the closet, it's like problem solved.
Yeah, you
No
got two
issue.
bodies in one closet.
Yeah, and
No
like
closet expense.
it's like a clown car type deal. So you stack them low, and then you add another one, almost like you ever make a lasagna or something.
Hi. Hello. We have been getting some complaints about your general cells. I'm going to need to inspect you.
Me?
Oh yes, apparently you carry around some sort of sack. So I am going to inspect your sack. Excuse me. If you could just move.
There it is.
Oh yes. See, we have an issue here. Is you can't carry this. You cannot carry this around. I'm going to have to take.
Why? What are you going to do with
You
it?
are carrying around.
It's very important to
You cannot have it.
What you doing?
Smelling your stuff?
Oh, interesting. Why?
I like to know who my roommate's gonna be.
He's wearing her shirt.
Oh, interesting. Did you take that out of my room?
Yes, it was nicely perfumed, which I appreciated. So I appropriated it for my own needs.
Interesting.
But this, you better watch yourself.
Interesting.
Honey, I'm so glad that you come to visit.
Hi.
I just, so I got a call from that kid who says he wants to be your roommate like 6 weeks ago. You haven't moved in with him yet, right?
I did actually. Why?
He's been calling me. He says, you're my mom now. I'm your son now.
Oh my god. But no, yeah, he's my roommate.
I love going on dates with you. This is just so great. I feel like we really connect.
Yeah, I agree.
Just on a level that me and, well, I don't even want to bring her name up, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I hope she never finds out that we're together now. I haven't told her,
Okay.
I just thought
You
you could
better
take
not.
her place.
Taking whose place?
Well, your old roommates.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's dead.
Hi, welcome to Stacy's store. So basically, I pay you to take my shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's like philanthropy, but different.
So you pay me to take your things?
Yeah.
Do you have good things?
I think they're good.
So what are we talking about here? I'm down, I guess.
I got a lot of like broken Xboxes.
Oh, I have one of those. I think everyone over the age of 15 does.
I got some scratchy sweaters.
Me and my grandma also do. Strap one on. Ready? Oh, all right. Okay. Ooh, that hurts. That's
Yeah.
like sandpaper.
Yeah, it's like a really good exfoliator, you know.
How much will you pay me for these?
At least $30.
I mean, okay.
Okay, dude, alright, I really gotta go. I need you to take this shit from me. Just gotta take my shit.
Yeah,
I'll just take the bathroom. I really gotta go, dude. You gotta go
Well,
right now.
Will it come out of me? Is that how that works?
Come on, dude. We've been doing it like 5 weeks. Just transfer it really quick.
Alright, come on. Oh.
Yeah, I don't really know what to tell you. You're definitely losing your backbone. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I really am sorry to tell you, but you can inspect more fears, increased phobias. You see a spider, you might get a little spooked.
Okay. Got it. Oh my god, sorry.
No, you just your guide. So
Listen,
I thought we'd do a couple tests, okay? You sit down now. We're gonna
Yeah,
do
that sounds
something
great.
idea. Just to train you for the real world, all right? I'm gonna bring out a couple scary things.
So just sit right here?
You sit right there.
Okay.
Bring out a couple scary things. Don't freak out, okay? Here's the first thing. I'm gonna tell you what it is before it gets out here.
Okay.
She's just a clown. Bizball, totally fine. She's just gonna stand. Okay. Okay.
Do this.
Alright, go ahead. That was a great first reaction. The next one's a little scarier.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to just, instead of screaming, we're just gonna breathe. Hum. Breathe and hum. It's impossible to scream while you hum. Yep. Great. Alright, ready? Number 2. This guy is dressed like a skeleton and has a propensity for going too close to people. Ready? Here we go.
Hi, how's it going? I like going too close to people.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jack. All right. How did you feel about that? The humming?
Just great, thanks!
Okay, great. Your backbone, it's slipping away. We really got to rebuild it. So here we go. All right, the third thing. Okay. It's a real big shark. But it has feet. So it has on land. So just breathe through this one. Don't faint. It's really gonna build your backbone. Here we go. Ready? Here she comes. No, humming. We're humming. Oh, good.
All right, Timmy, today we're going to work on our letters, okay? So let's make an L.
L.
Right? And we're going to just put it right there.
Nerd.
Self-nerd. She nerded
Hey,
herself.
nerds, people!
Good one.
I don't know why my mom sent me to this school. She
Yeah.
wanted to toughen up, but I feel tough.
Do you think you're tough, honey?
What's math?
A letter?
Yeah, wrong again. Yeah, it's shame of board. Board of shame.
Oh,
It's your face.
it's all just pictures of me
Yeah.
sleeping.
This is the entry in the dictionary for shame. What does that look like to you?
It's a picture of me sleeping again.
Yeah. Where did we take them? You don't know.
I don't. Okay, I'm willing to try this. It seems like other people have done well at this school. What am I meant to get from this situation?
Winner! Ding ding ding!
There she
How do I be like that?
You'll never be like that, but we can try.
Cool.
Okay, you just gotta be confident. Let's go back straight, right? Chin
She got
up.
scoliosis.
Oh, I knew that.
Can't do that. Sit like. Okay, class. You may have noticed that someone snuck in last night and drew some lewd things around the room, but we're just gonna do class like every day. You know, you may recognize some of these things from maybe.
Don't look.
Yeah. Well, we need to learn still.
Don't look.
Yes.
Behind the teacher is a giant drawing of a penis.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So what is that?
It's
Yeah, what is that?
it's
Looks like Squidward.
Hey,
oh, it's Squidward.
Timmy is my boyfriend, and there's a bunch of pictures of boobs, and he keeps looking at them.
It's not my fault. They're nice.
Stop
You're very
it!
young. You're so similar. You're very young. You're biting
Oh,
on
what about that one? It says you can eat dessert before dinner. That one said that's a no.
And we're not learning that. We're learning about how changing word order makes a sentence wrong. Yes.
That one seems really personal. It says my dad's not coming back.
Oh shit, that was real.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
My name's Cindy, and last night, you know, I said to my boyfriend, I'm just gonna have one pudding cup, and then he went to sleep, and then I went into the kitchen, and it was 4 a.m. in the dark, and I had another pudding cup on the floor like an animal.
We've all been there, you know.
Thanks, guys.
She has a pudding cup in her pocket right now.
Don't look.
Cindy, don't feel ashamed. You don't have to hide from us.
Somebody else go now.
Okay, no. Oh, okay.
Hi guys.
Hi.
I'm Sally.
Hi, Sally.
I'm here because unfortunately, recently I discovered those woohoos.
Yeah, I know. The type.
They sell them at 7-Eleven, and they're cupcakes, and they're filled with this frosting, and I just can't seem to get a hold of myself when they're around, and it's just like, woo! And I've developed a sort of tendency when I think about it.
Let it out. Not too much, but somewhat.
I got one. So I was enjoying a bag of Doritos with my friend, and it was over. We ate them all, and
I not only licked my fingers, I licked their fingers. I couldn't get enough of the cheese powder. We've all been there. I've been there.
Once I ate the bag.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Oh, hey, you guys have to clear out the bakery conventions meeting.
Scare! And yeah, that's our So it is 7:33. Does anybody have any lines that they didn't hand in at all? Some over here. Great. So we're going to take a 5-minute intermission and then come back and play our last game of the evening. All right.
Yeah, you can do it. They're so good. Tell us how great we are.
The entire night. And we're going to have these lines that you have written. At some point during each of the scenes, we'll pull out the line and then have to justify it into our scenes. All right. So can we just get a word that's not a food, please? Halloween. Halloween.
Halloween.
You know, I'm so amped to go trick-or-treating tonight, man.
Yeah, I'm excited, I guess. My mom got me this cool costume, so, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, why do you seem so sad about it?
Well, it's just, I don't know. I'm just kind of tired. I'm the kind of person who goes to bed at 5 and then I have to stay up to go trick-or-treating just because, so.
Come on, it's Halloween. We gotta rev up. You need more energy. It's like my grandma always says, oops, my foot. Because when you're low energy, it's probably because you need to go to
the foot doctor. Yeah, I know your grandma has lots of issues with that. But I just don't think that's the problem with me. I don't think it's my feet. My feet feel pretty okay today. I don't know. My mom was telling me before, she was saying Oprah, think of Oprah. Oprah is always like, look under your chair. You got a trick-or-treater, And so I should be like that. I should go up to the door and also be like, trick-or-treater, you get one, But
absolutely. You know what? Let's sit here and let's try to find Oprah, gather the essence of Oprah.
Well, where's her television show based out of? We can just go there.
I think it's over, isn't it?
Oh
I
no!
think she owns a school now, doesn't she?
A school?
I don't know.
Well, why don't we go to school with Oprah?
That's a great plan,
Hey, Ma. Yeah. I know Halloween's coming up, and I really wanted to talk to you because I know it's a tradition, and I know you love it. It makes you feel like mother's son, But can you not be a kangaroo with me in your pouch again?
We could do a different marsupial.
Koalas
are in this season.
Yeah, they're cute, but
You want to be like a different mother-daughter costume, mother-son costume.
Mom, not the first time you've told me your daughter. I'm 17 years old.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm gonna trick or treat at all.
That's you. What are you gonna do instead?
Well, I was thinking I would let the dogs out.
So you want to be the Baja Man?
Yeah,
we could do that. That'd be fun.
I was thinking
that song won a Grammy. Not a lot of people know that, but I always say, dishwasher, you be the plates. It's brilliant.
That's another.
It just struck me out of nowhere. It just came to me. You could be a little spoon. I'll be the spoon holder.
I don't want to be a spoon at all, Mom.
Fork.
That's worse.
It's more aggressive and scary.
Yeah, I wish I didn't eat anything. Then I wouldn't be dirty and need to.
You wouldn't have any utensils.
Yeah.
That really. Do you not like my cookies? That's the problem.
Kid, I've been
smoking this sound booth for a real long time. Watch how fast I can hit this scary sound button. It had a delayed reaction button.
It wasn't like that scary either.
Well, watch, I've got a different button that makes a different sound. There's a multitude. You see, it's board, it covers the wall, and it's what I've seen for most of my 50 years working here.
I think that I'm not bright enough to figure out his costume. Like, I don't understand yelling and all.
Well, kid, you're
the
new.
noises.
You're new, so watch. Basically, I'll explain it to you quick. So over here, we've got our ghoulish howls. So I'll show you a couple. And then there's... But see, you really want to focus more. Kids these days are into like the realistic scariness of the world, you know? So over here, we've got, if you look, we've got Donald Trump. See? And, oh, not me. Fear. But the one button, now I want to warn you ahead of time what this button says, okay? It says, really, it fell out of the ceiling, okay? So people are nervous because this button, when I push it, just like a giant skeleton falls out of the ceiling. Now it's not real, but it just does. So are you ready? This haunted house, it's real intense. Get ready. Here we go. That didn't scare you as much as I expected.
I thought it was just a sound. I didn't know that it
Oh,
was like
no.
a drop down.
We're controlling a haunted house here. Things that happen.
Okay, that was like,
What was it like?
that was, wow, this rash is really bad. The fear just really got me on that one.
Well, you know, we got a whole STD section, really popular with the haunted.
You know, this year I think I'm gonna really treat the kids in the neighborhood. I'm gonna hand out things they really need, like ibuprofen.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
maybe
love
some.
that.
You know that pill you take? Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
That was my plan, like little shots of Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, I just had some this morning for breakfast. It's great.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
All right, and then maybe I was thinking like, you know, everyone has their toothbrushes. Maybe like one of those you know those like breath strips, the ones that burn.
You didn't have to brush your teeth?
I think the children would really like
Yeah.
those. You know.
Kids would love. You know what?
I can't wait.
You want to do the honors?
I'd love to. Happy Halloween!
Trick or treat. Why is there air?
You know, you make a good point, kid. Here's an EpiPen. You learn to yeah.
Thanks, neighbor.
Have a good Halloween.
You
Yeah.
can see the joy on her
You sure
face.
could. You know, I love Halloween. It always makes me think that I like Santa. I love Christmas even more. You know what I gave my niece for Christmas? My 4-year-old niece.
What happened? What?
You know, just a few, just a few Vicodin, just in case things get rough. Just in case things get rough.
Just to start them out.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Start small.
You know what? That idea is completely sneakers.
Well, thank you. You know, you flatter me.
Yeah, you know, that's what my grandma always said, you know, honey, that idea is totally sneakers.
Yeah, she was just learning she called them tennis shoes, and she learned sneakers.
Yeah, she doesn't
inside.
speak
Yeah,
English.
yeah. My grandma always used to say to me, "The quiet fox jumps over the lazy dog." Yeah, she kind of lost it at the end there, but we loved her.
I know.
Loved her.
Yeah, I can't really trust what they say. How about this? I'm gonna go check on the candy bowl, all right? Or not? Let's Vicodin bowl. All right, let's see what we got here. Ducks are just long chickens, you know? So I'm thinking, get some of those long chickens,
Put them in the bowl.
put them in the Vicodin bowl, you know?
All right. So what'd you get for your candy?
Okay, so let me give you my bag. It's actually just a pillowcase. We couldn't afford buckets this year.
Oh, that's what I have too.
Okay, cool. So I got 2 Kit Kats. I got an apple. And then there's some weird lady gave me Vicodin. Yeah, it was really heavy. I'm like 3 feet tall, and like
That's kind of convenient actually, because I got one of those things that turns vegetables into spaghetti. So if you want to give me a Kit Kat for the spaghetti maker,
I don't know if that's a fair trade.
I mean, what else would you want? You want something like World War I?
It's my favorite war. If you can give it to me on DVD, I mean, I'll take it.
I mean, I think my dad has the one from the History
Well,
Channel, but I mean,
If you got
that's his.
that, I guess I'll pull out my real bag of goods, and I'll give you peeing yourself. I can make it happen.
Like a bladder
With my
infection?
finger, yeah.
Um,
Born that way.
Well, I feel like that's kind of like a negative, you know?
But you're losing the spaghetti maker, and that's like a burden on your back, I know.
Well, yeah, so why would I trade that for another burden, like peeing myself?
Alright,
I mean, I'll take it. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it.
you
I want
ready?
it.
It's a one-time thing.
Oh, it happened. It's
I just
immediately?
touch you and it happens.
I can't get it like at a random time?
No. Do you want it now?
I mean, yeah, I don't want it now.
Alright, well, I gotta say my catchphrase.